I really don't recommend other people enter this industry.
I've just picked up a Galaxy Z Fold7 and I'm going to give it to Carl to review. Now, he's had plenty to say about foldables online, but has he actually tried living with one? By the end of the video, we're going to see if Carl can learn to love foldables. Let's get into it. Hey Carl, I got you something.
Do we pay for this?
Yeah.
Aren't these like 2,000 bucks?
Now Carl, you haven't exactly said nice things about foldables online, so what's the beef?
I'm gradually warming up to it. I guess I just need some more convincing.
Okay, well for this review, we're going to need you to live the foldable lifestyle, embrace the hinge. I can tell this is going to be an interesting one. Should we catch up in a few days then?
All right. Do you think people are going to think we're going to make a foldable if we make this video?
I mean, judging by your enthusiasm, I don't think so. No, but really, would nothing actually ever make a foldable? I feel like, I feel like Carl's going to tell me that R&D for foldables is really high, so I made this to challenge him on that.
Several days later.
Carl, it's been a couple of days that you spent with the Z Fold7. How's it been?
It's been good. It's been ages since we did our last review, right? The last one was S23 Ultra. That product felt very iterative, but this felt like a new experience.
So how do you want to kick off the review? What do you want to talk about first?
Maybe let's start with the design. It's a lot thinner than before. It almost opens up perfectly, roughly the same thickness as the Phone 3. So even if you're not always going to use the phone unfolded, like it doesn't feel a lot bigger in your pocket. When I saw this for the first time, I was like, wow, there's no crease anymore. In the packaging, it was like this, right?
It ships open.
But then after using it for a couple of days, the crease appeared. So I was more bullish about this form factor, but after seeing the crease appear, and this is only using it for a couple of days, like who knows what will happen if we use it for a month, 2 months. It's not where I want it to be yet.
There was a South Korean YouTuber who tested 200,000 opens and closes. Did you catch that?
Was it live?
Yeah, live streamed over I think it was like 5 days.
So can we get you to do the same thing? Might be an interesting video. It's live.
Oh God.
5 days.
I wish I hadn't bought it up.
If there's one thing though, it's probably the camera bump, right? When you have it on the table, it's like this. But then again, like, I don't know how else you would have done this because camera sensors still need that physical space. I think they've, all things considered, done a great job.
Onto cameras then. Did you get a chance to shoot any pictures with these, in particular, maybe against the Phone 3?
I mean, both are great cameras. I was surprised by how good the Samsung cameras were because it's like a very thin phone. When we were shooting indoors, I noticed the saturation being lower on the Samsung than the Phone 3. But outdoors, the saturation is a little bit higher. The details are all there on both devices, so it's more of a tuning question. It's a good camera. I like the fact that they now have a normal selfie camera. In the past, they had the under-screen camera, which was more like a gimmick. Like it looked cool, but it didn't really work.
I always think it's really interesting when companies try something and then revert back.
Like we're all learning, we're all human, it's fine.
What use cases did you find were interesting or kind of offered a new experience to you?
Spreadsheets, PowerPoint presentations, content also is better. Like, yeah, you can argue that the aspect ratio is not great, but still, like it's a bigger screen. It's more comfortable to watch content. Multitasking, you know, there's actually one pain point where you want to write an email, but you want to reference something. Right. It's like really hard to switch between screens to do it. And just having one screen on one side and the other screen on the other side, makes it a lot easier. I think those are the main ones. Do you have a game here?
We got some games.
Should we have a look?
Yep, got one of these as well. You're a Call of Duty man?
Do you get to see more things or does it crop you?
I think you're getting less and you're getting more sky and ground.
And that's harder for a competitive gamer, right, to accept.
Can we get a close up on the concentration on his face?
Oh, I got knifed. Okay, I don't want to play anymore.
Okay.
I actually think it's a good product, but just not for me.
Like, I like it as well, but would I spend 2,000 USD on this? There's no f***ing way.
You got it for free, would you use it?
Yeah, we were kind of joking about it earlier. Obviously, we're going to return this at the end of the review.
We can return it or give it away on our channel.
Wouldn't it be awkward though if we got like way more entries than when we do nothing giveaways?
We just got to work harder on our product.
Okay. You talked about this in your S23 review. There's so much pre-installed stuff on these devices. Why does Samsung do this, firstly, is my question.
So if you're an app and you want to acquire users, paying a smartphone manufacturer to preload is one of the most common ways. It's way harder to get somebody to use an app if they have to go to the Play Store and download the app. Like just convincing somebody to do something is very hard. So if I'm Samsung, I can argue that you got to pay me a lot for the Fold7 because one, I'm attracting business users. They have more money to spend. And two, this is going to sell well in developed countries like US or Japan, Korea. So I could probably charge, I don't know, $10
Per device?
per app per device.
That's kind of crazy, even if it was just 1 million units.
Yeah, $10 million.
I remember a tweet from you that basically said, every time a user buys a foldable, a UX designer cries. What did you mean by that?
So if you're a UX designer creating products for the phone or for a computer screen, you kind of know the best practices, but we as a tech industry, we're still exploring the use cases for a product like this. There's no established practice. In the beginning, when foldables just came out, the apps were just a stretched version of a mobile app, or maybe it was just in the middle of the screen with some black bars on the sides. That would make a UX designer cry even more.
But how much more work do you think it is for a software design team to come up with an interface that works across two displays? Because we're focusing on the big internal screen, but there's also the closed version as well, which is slightly more traditional.
It's going to be more than double the work, right? Because you're designing for two screens, so that's kind of double. But then you have to design how it works in between when you're flowing from one to the other.
You got much else to say about the software experience?
I think all in all, the reviews for One UI 8 have been great. A lot of customization, smooth animations. Like it used to be a big problem with Samsung phones that even though they had good specs, it would be kind of laggy to use. It's fixed, it's very good.
Now I know in the comment section of this video, we're going to see a lot of people asking us whether we're going to be making a foldable. What would your response be to those people?
So making a foldable phone today versus like 5 years ago, it's a lot easier. But that only solves the supply side. The most important part is always the consumer, the demand side. When you observe how a person uses a smartphone, what pain points they have and how you can make it better, I don't think the first foldable came because somebody just really wanted to have a foldable. It's more of a supply chain driven innovation, meaning that the supply chain had this new technology available and they were shopping it around to their partners. Some of the smartphone manufacturers jumped at the opportunity to be able to do something different. Currently, the market is really bad. Like 17 million units, that's nothing compared to the overall size of the smartphone industry, 1.2 billion. So if we were to ship a foldable, it would sell almost 0 units and all the money would be like just lost.
I mean, we could do it, right?
We could. This year, we're about to do $1 billion in revenue, but we're still loss-making this year, even at $1 billion.
That doesn't sound good.
It's a very challenging industry. I really don't recommend other people enter this industry. We're 50 to 80 times smaller than everybody else. How could we possibly buy components at the same price? So our margins are very bad compared to the rest of the industry. Right? So that's what's making it really hard to turn a profit. So we got to keep growing. But on the other hand, if we break this down a little bit more, every product we sell has to be a success. So now if you're asking me to make a product that's even less popular, even if the cost of developing these two products are similar, then we have to be really thoughtful about whether we should go ahead with that or not.
R&D for a kind of familiar form factor as the Phone 3 versus a foldable. What kind of order of magnitude of difference would that be from an R&D perspective?
Imagine this to be a regular smartphone. I would say the engineering cost, the fixed cost, is probably double.
That explains the high price.
No, it shouldn't explain the high price, because I think it should be consumer driven.
I present to you this. Do you want to have a guess at the R&D cost of that?
It looks like so it's probably 0.
Carl, it was basically free to make, but you can appreciate the engineering, no?
It's good that you're not on the engineering team.
It folds all the way around.
Yeah, you hurt yourself. Like your fingers get stuck here. But I like the effort.
You get to charge 2 phones every night, which is fun.
But imagine looking at a spreadsheet with a huge gap in the middle.
There are plenty of problems here, but let's try and look at the benefits.
What's the benefit?
I mean, you
Name a single benefit.
can go all the way.
So what? What would you do with this?
Maybe you want to play your kid a video whilst you're on the phone. I don't know. You just got to use your imagination a little bit.
Like bad parenting? I play a game and you watch a video?
If we're at a restaurant, we could both watch a film at the same time.
Okay.
God, tough crowd. So to recap then, this phone is 2,000 USD. What do you make of what you get for that money?
I think this is one of the nicest foldables on the market. So if you're somebody who needs a foldable, get it. If you're in that demographic, it's not a phone for most people. You can get the top spec iPhone plus Apple Care for cheaper than this.
For all of the new kind of features and experiences this offers, why would this be your choice?
I think you're asking the wrong person, right? Because this is my company.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
To be serious, of course, Phone 3. I mean, it's not just for me. For people watching, the most likely better option is also going to be the Phone 3 because we're all not in that demographic that buys a foldable for business productivity. But that's not to say it's a bad product. It's a great product for those kind of people.
I mean, if we ever do a video where you prefer a competitor's product, that's going to be interesting, isn't it? Maybe it's going to be the Apple Fold. What do you think they'll call it?
iFold.